So I ended up taking no trades today on neither ES or NQ. We actually had a decent setup on both of them, so I'm going to go over both. So starting off with ES, we see on the high time frame, actually we'll start on the daily, which we were very close to these highs located right here. That's kind of all I was looking on the daily, obviously. Sometimes the daily doesn't really give you much information, but today we were really close. These were actually all-time highs actually that we were near, which I didn't even realize. But yeah, we were near these highs. I wanted to see a sweep of these and then move down. On the hourly time frame, however, that did not happen. So on the hourly, we took out right at the end of London session, we took out Asia session, or you could say that's London session high, whatever the case may be. We took these out and then had a severe move down. So this was within just a few minutes. Obviously on the 1 minute chart, you can see how drastic this move was, and this was pre-market. Market didn't open until here, so within this time period, we had a huge sell-off. So we'll go back on the hourly, explain everything through. So on the hourly time frame, we had this really nice bearish order block right here. So we see obviously this is a really nice move up before a pretty drastic move down. That's why I had it marked out. So over here we see we tapped right back into this area where previous sell orders were filled. So but we see right then we get a huge sell-off. So then I'm looking, okay, we have London session highs we took out. We have these kind of like before Asia session lows here. Then we have New York session lows that we could also target. So I see we sweep all this liquidity out, and I'm thinking, okay, or within this really high time frame bullish order block, I'm looking for long. So then obviously we go down on the 1 minute time frame, and this is where a lot of people I'm sure got stopped out trying to go long. So after we swept this liquidity, my main look was right here. So I wanted to wait for price if we could get a complete candle closure above this, which would actually have been a break of structure on the 5 minute too. So it would have been like two birds on one stone. Obviously we see this high on the 5 minute, or it would have been a little higher, whatever the case may be. I wanted to see a complete candle closure above that, so that way I didn't get kind of like faked out, which, I mean, we technically did get a break of structure to the upside on the 1 minute, but we did multiple times. So on the 1 minute, we see this high, we have a high here, right here, and then we have a high here. We got a complete candle closure above, and then price just continued to move down and then more or less sideways. So definitely could have gotten faked out a couple times today. I was glad I was waiting for more of a market structure shift versus just a break of structure to the upside. So definitely going to be looking at that more often because that would have gotten me boned today. NQ was more or less the same story. We had that severe sell-off in pre-market, which are kind of, it technically was pre-market. And it's hard to trade after you have a drastic move like this, and then we just see price just chop right after, which can get really, really confusing, especially with news today being so good. Today was the first day we didn't have high impact news within the time frame of the market being open. We only had Trump speaking, which is until 9. I think they might have moved it to like 7. I don't know, but in all reality, it was fine today. I guess news wise. But then we come into market and then we just get this just sloppy mess. I mean, if you look at this on the 5 minute, there's not even a direction it's really going. We have a severe sell-off and then just fully chopping. You can see this really well on the 5 minute. So it's a little frustrating to say the least, that's for sure. But just going to be getting ready for tomorrow. We have these lows that we have here, which is a pretty strong draw of liquidity. But I mean, we took out everything in this area. This whole area, all these lows just got completely wiped. So interesting to see that we wiped all of it and didn't go the other direction, which I thought was very interesting. That's going to happen, right? You're not 100% of the time going to get a liquidity sweep to one side and then have price move immediately to the other direction, right? That's just not going to happen. We saw that here, but again, this was just at such an awkward time with it being more or less pre-market. We see the sell-off. I mean, obviously, if we put the line here where market actually opened, like this is where it opened. We continue to sell off into market open, and then by the time we get over to the macro period, we're just not even making any strides back up. So it was really frustrating. It's hard to see a liquidity sweep to the upside and then see another liquidity sweep but to the downside and then want to go long, especially with it being pre-market. So very confused. Not like confusing, but just, you're not going to see, a liquidity sweep of these highs and then move down and then maybe sweep out these lows and then move straight back up, right? That's just really not going to happen. So today was just really unfortunate price action, but that's going to happen. So stayed out of it. Did a good job staying out of it, not trying to force myself into a long position or anything. So going to be looking forward to tomorrow's trading. Tomorrow, we have pretty favorable news again. We just have FOMC meetings minutes, but that's not until 2 in the afternoon. So I don't think that's going to be anything special, really. So we'll see how that ends up going. But that's pretty much it for the trade recap today. Again, we just had nothing today. Extremely choppy price action. I hope you stayed out of it.